Well, everybody, it's almost 2018, and I need to make some beats.
DJD on the beat.
So today what we're gonna do is, I got a beat here. I made it on GarageBand. Hadn't used GarageBand in a long time, but made a beat on GarageBand. The only thing I don't like is the drums that I have on it right now. So I'm gonna try to find some drums, and I'll kind of play the beat for you. So that's pretty much the main part of the beat that I'm trying to make. I found some drums that I kind of like. They're pretty much reggaeton drums. So I want to try to find some drums for the main part of the song. I think I'll use those reggaeton drums for the hook, or maybe the intro or the outro. But I want to try to find some drums here for this song. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use drums from SPLICE. SPLICE is a website that I'm on that allows you to find some pretty dope stuff. If you're a beat maker, if you're into making instrumentals, you could go to SPLICE, and they have a lot of royalty-free samples that you're on. So basically, I'm going to look for some drums. Let's start off with, we're going to go with some hats here. Let's see, let's go some hats. And since my beat right now is at 100 beats per minute, I'm gonna go set this, and it'll kind of make a filter so I can find my drums a little bit easier. And so now it's gonna bring up a list of hi-hats that are at 100 beats a minute. We'll just kind of sample these. All right. Okay, I like that one too. I like this. So I'm gonna download those. I'm gonna stop this. And so now basically what Splice lets you do is just import your tracks that you downloaded right into Pro Tools or whatever you're using. Right now I'm using the new Pro Tools to make all my beats. So I like to import everything into Pro Tools and start chopping up the beat from there. I'm going to bring all these up in here, and then it'll let me just kind of sample them. So let's see. Okay, that's pretty chill. The next one, I'm just going to turn that down a little bit. Okay, and the last one. Right now, I got some hi-hats. And I'm not sure which hi-hats I'm gonna go with right now. I'm gonna wait until I find a snare. So I'm gonna go back to Splice. I'm gonna just look for a snare doing the same thing, kinda. I'm going to look for a snare right now, see if I can find something cool that's a snare. So I go back to snares, do the same thing. I'm going to put it at 100 beats per minute because that's the speed of the beat I'm working on right now. And there should come up some samples here. And you can see some of them are just one hit, some of them are loops. I'm just gonna do the loop for now. Ooh, that's interesting. Like that. I'm gonna download that. Alright, so I got a few snare samples there. I'm just gonna download them in just the same way I did the hi-hats there. They should come up right here. sounds dope. I'm gonna see. We'll see how that sounds. Sometimes you bring in loops and they don't sound exactly how you thought they were going to when you first heard them. So let's just preview this real quick. I'm gonna turn the snare down a little bit. See, on some of those they sound tight, those first couple ones, and then the third. That one's off. That one's off. So we'll take that out. So already I like that snare that we brought in there. Okay, now I'm gonna see. This is just kind of a roll that I got going on. That's the build up, right? So you can see kind of how Splice does it. They allow for any beat maker, producer to make beats really fast and really easy. Now I could sit here and I could do the same thing, get my own snares off the Akai drum machine and loop them and make stuff, but this is a lot faster. They got some clean stuff, and since I'm paying for Splice anyways, I might as well use it. Okay, now all I need is a kick drum. I can go back and look for a kick drum. And this is kind of, I'm just trying to show you what I do when I'm using Splice. If I'm looking for something, this is just a cool way to find different drums, different samples. Later on, I'll probably add some different synths and stuff to different beats that I find from here, because they got some cool stuff. But in this beat in particular, like I said, I was just making a beat on GarageBand. Hadn't really used GarageBand in a long time, but I thought, hey, it's time to go back, use some of the old stuff, see what I can do with it. That's a beat I probably made like a year ago. I hadn't messed with it in a long time, so. Alright, so now I'm just gonna try to find a kick drum that I like that would go with the song. It's a sub. Ooh, I like that. Now that's just a single hit. That's not an actual loop, but kind of like the way that sounded, so I'm gonna bring that in, and then I can make my own loop from that. So I'm gonna close this down, bring this in, and just see how this sounds, and then I'll be able to kind of mess with it and see what it sounds like in here. That's that first hi-hat that I got going on right there. This is the next hi-hat. So this is the drums that I got going right now. I can mix it a little bit. Alright, so now pretty much I'm gonna format the beat. So what I want to do with this beat is pretty much turn it into a hip-hop song. So it's gonna be 16-bar verses and pretty much 8-bar choruses or hooks. So what I did here is I started off with that big drum roll in the beginning, and it's gonna go something like this. And then that snare kicks in right here, and then the beat will drop right coming up. So that's gonna be the start of the verse right there. It's gonna play through. I got some extra synths and some saw synths I want to add in. This one right here. I'll play with that in a minute. So really the part I want to work on the part that I want to work on right now is the hook, because originally what I wanted to do is I wanted to have these reggaeton drums come in for the hook, but right now I'm kind of listening to it and it doesn't feel the same with the drums that I have right now. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. The reggaeton drums come in. They're okay, but I don't know. Right now, I'm just not feeling the sound that that's making. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those reggaeton drums out, and I'm just going to put in that roll, that snare roll for the entire hook. And I took out all the rest of the drums, so it's just that snare roll coming through. And back. So I'm just gonna pretty much copy and paste that to make my hook come through. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to show you how you can find some drums real easy using splice.com. Like I said, I made the beat originally on GarageBand, but I like to import everything to Pro Tools because I got a lot of plugins, and Pro Tools lets you kind of maneuver a little bit easier. So hope you like the beat. Don't forget to subscribe to this page. If you like the beats, hit me up. You can email me at this email right here. I'm always trying to give away beats to serious artists that are going to use them on albums and projects and stuff. So if you need a beat, hit me up. Also go to www.tnadjservices.com. If you're looking for a DJ or hot beats, holler at me. I'm DJD. See you at the next one.